So this video will go over the angle review really quickly before your quiz. So for number one, when you're naming an angle, there are a couple ways you can name it. You can start by using 3 letters, and the vertex always has to be in the middle. So B is our vertex, and if you just imagine outlining it, it will tell you the order to go in. So this one starts at C, goes to B, ends at D. So you could call this angle CBD. Just make sure you have the angle symbol out in front. You could also do that in the reverse order, so you could call it angle DBC. Another way you can name the angle is just using the vertex, so you could also call this angle angle B. And then lastly, if there is a number in the corner, you can just use that number, so you could call it angle 3. So for this next one, using the same idea, if I were to outline, this would be QRS. We could go in the reverse order, starting at S, going to R, and then Q. We can name it using just the vertex, so angle R, or we can use this number in the corner, angle 2. The next section, we're classifying angles, so this first angle would be obtuse because it's bigger than 90 degrees. This second angle is also obtuse because it's larger than 90 degrees. The angle in number 5 is a right angle because it has that square, which means it's exactly 90 degrees. And for number 6, this is a straight line. So it's a straight angle, and just a reminder, straight angles do add up to be 180 degrees. On the second page, it wants you to use symbols to write an equation you could use to solve for the length of the entire angle. So this is the angle addition. So we want to start with this first angle, which we kind of called part 1 earlier. And that angle's name is going to be ABD. Then we would be adding it to the second part, which I'm going to highlight in blue. So angle DBC. And when we add those two parts together, it gives us this larger angle, which I'm going to do in yellow, ABC. And then number 8 is the exact same idea, just using different letters. So here is part 1, which I outlined in red, angle YUW plus the second small angle WUZ. And that would equal the entire angle, which I'll do in green this time, YUZ. For the next part, we're still doing angle addition. It just gives us numbers. So this first one says solve for the measure of YUZ. If you look, YUZ, that's this entire angle. Each part is labeled 87 and 47. So we're just going to add those together, which is 134 degrees. For the second example, it starts with giving you this information. YUZ is 165. YUZ is the entire angle. So this whole angle is 165 degrees. And then it says find the measure of YUW, which is just this piece here. So if the whole thing is 165, we're going to take that. We're going to subtract out this part, which is 60 degrees, which leaves us with 105 for YUW. For this next part, it says write the equation you would use to solve for X, but do not solve. Just make sure you read really carefully when you're labeling. So this first piece of information says ABD is 2X minus 15, so that gets labeled here. And then it says ABC is 4X plus 100, so ABC is actually the entire angle. And then lastly, DBC is 100, which is just this piece over here. Remember, when we set these up, it's always part 1, 2x minus 15, plus part 2, which is 100, equals the whole angle, which is 4x plus 100. The directions said do not solve, so this is just where we will stop. For number 12, same idea. So we are going to start with part 1, which is 2x minus 18. We're going to add it to part 2, which is x plus 20. And then one problem with this is it doesn't give us a total. But if you look right here, this entire angle is a straight angle. And we know that straight angles add up to be 180 degrees. So our total is 180.